Hi everyone, Apple just released their iOS 18 preview for us to view, and today I have a video that's going to go over some of the coolest and latest features that they are releasing. Now, you're going to see some things from customization to the way you can send a message and even your privacy. So without further ado, let's get started on some of the top updates coming to you on iOS 18. The first thing that you're going to see is the level of customization that you can have when it comes to your iPhone. Now, you're going to be able to change how your home screen looks in terms of how the color and tint of your phone looks. So if you love the color blue, you can have all of your apps and all of your text be the color blue, but it's going to be in a very aesthetic tone that's going to look good. You can now place apps on the sides of your screen, on the top, and so you can actually now see your wallpaper instead of having that blurry view in the background. The other thing that can be customized is going to be the control panel. Now, instead of just using your control panel for a calculator, flashlight, just basic things, you can now have it to the way you want. So say that you have a home security system and you want it to lock the house or turn off the lights. That can all be in the swipe of your control center. This is going to be a great way for you to have the most customization as possible, and I'm really excited to be able to just customize the phone that I want and not just have the basic iPhone layout. The next thing that Apple is going to have is the level of privacy. Now, Apple is giving you the ability to lock any app that you want. I'm not sure why you would need to lock apps, or if you have your own reasons. Say your family member is holding your phone and you don't want them to go into a certain app, you can now have a passcode or Face ID so that they cannot get into that app itself. And the best thing is that all notifications will be blocked. So they really thought down to the nitty-gritty of things that not only can you lock the app, but now you're not going to even receive notifications. And so someone holding your phone won't even know that that app is even on your phone. The next update that you're going to be seeing is to the iMessage app. There are a ton of updates coming out, from the way you can send a text, animations, new emojis. There's going to be a lot of aesthetic things that you can do within iMessage. However, there's two things that really stand out within the iOS update that I think that you're going to be really interested in. The first one is the ability to send a text message in advance. So say that, you want to text a friend. It's 2 a.m. in the morning and it's probably not a good time, but you want to text them first thing in the morning. Well, now you can schedule that out to send that text message at 8 a.m. in the morning, because who knows, when the morning comes, you're probably going to forget. Or if you're someone that forgets important dates like birthdays, you can now schedule that out as well. So iMessage did a really great job in being able to send out messages in advance. The other thing that I think is going to be really important with this iMessage update is you can now send messages if you don't have cellular or Wi-Fi connection. It's going to be working off of the satellites. And so if you are in a deserted place or really in need to send a message and you don't have signal, you're now going to be able to do that from your device, and send that via satellite. I would like to say that this feature of sending a message using satellite is only going to be available on iPhone 14 or higher. Although the iOS 18 update is going to be available for anyone that has an iPhone XS or greater, some of these updates are only going to be featured if you have an iPhone 14 or higher, like this update that is coming out. The other amazing update is that if you are a hiker or a walker, there is a great update for you. You can now go into Apple Maps and you can set your own trail. So if you ever took your own hike or a trail that you made and you want to share that with a friend, but of course, if you type that into Apple Maps, it's not going to come up. Well, now you can create custom trails, add notes, and share that with others. So this is a great update. I would say that if you are a hiker, like to take walks, and just like the outdoors in general. So they really thought about this one for you hikers out there. Now, the other crazy update is coming to the Apple Wallet. You can now tap to pay people with Apple Cash. If you were ever at a farmer's market, or if you're at a place where you don't want to give your personal information or your phone number out to someone, you can now simply tap on their phone and pay them. I think that this is so amazing. Like if you were going out with friends and you paid the bill, but now there's quite a few people that need to send you money, instead of doing Venmo or instead of waiting for that Apple Cash to come in, they can now just tap to pay you right then and there. So I think that this is great in terms of your privacy and just a simple way to get your money back. And the fact that we can now tap to pay without a small device, this is going to be a game changer for a lot of people and small businesses. Now, when it comes to Siri, there is going to be a ton of updates, but one that I think has stood out to me the most is when it comes to your second generation Apple AirPods. You can now respond to Siri by nodding or shaking your head. So when Siri asks you, would you like to respond to this message? You can now shake or nod your head. This can come in handy for places where you need to be quiet and you can't really respond to Siri out loud. So it might be a little bit weird at first, like if you're at a grocery store and there's people around you, and you need to respond to Siri and you're just like in the aisle like this, like it's gonna be weird. But I mean, it's a simple way to just respond to Siri without having to talk out loud. So I think this is a cool little update that's going to be coming out. The next update is coming to the Notes app. You can now add transcripted notes into your Notes app itself, and you can also do things like crunch numbers. So on Excel sheets, if you're a formula person and you like to add up numbers, say within your budgeting, you can now do that from the Notes app. The other thing is you can also add sections. So instead of just going line by line and adding different words and different note pieces, you can now have expandable sections within your Notes app. This is going to be great for someone that wants to be organized, pays attention to detail, and likes to keep things in a structured way. So the Notes app is going to be having a great update, and I think it's a long time due. The Notes app has been the same since the iPhone came out, where it's simply you just go in there and type the notes that you need. Now there's going to be a lot more detail and a lot more integration on what you can actually do within that. When it comes to your mental health, I think that this is one of the greatest updates. iOS 18 is going to be featuring a journal app. This is going to be an app that you can do daily check-ins on yourself. It's going to ask you about your mood, how you're feeling today, and you can do quick check-ins. You can add photos, you can add a little snippet of your day. And it's basically just an app where it's a memoir of your life. So if you continue to use this app throughout the years, you can do a quick search and land on that day. I think this is going to be great for people if they're just looking for a holistic app on their well-being, and also a diary in one. Speaking of diary, this is an app that you can also combine with that update, and where you can lock an app with a passcode. So if you're treating this as a diary, or if it's something really personal to you, then you can lock the app with Face ID or passcode, and that way you're not sharing this with anyone else that has your phone. So all in all, I will definitely be using the journal app. Now, there are a ton of updates that iOS 18 comes with. Other ones are like the accessibility, where they're going to improve the haptics to have the rhythm right in your hand for those who are deaf or hard of hearing. The SOS app is also going to have a new update where you can do live video calling when those events happen. There are a ton of updates that you can now see on the Apple site if you go to apple.com/preview iOS 18. You can see all these updates that they have. And like I said, today I talked about the top updates that I think are going to be most relevant to myself, to someone like you. The Apple iOS 18 update is going to be available for those who have an iPhone 10 or higher. And if you have an iPhone 14 or higher, you can now join their beta program today to preview some of these updates before they officially launch. On September 9th, Apple is going to be launching their iPhone 16 series reveal, along with their new series of iWatches. I am so excited to tune into this event. I will be recapping the event with you all and hope that they come out with some new colors, maybe. Anyways, thank you so much everyone for watching this video. I hope that these updates were relevant to you, And let me know what update you are most excited about in the comments below. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you in next week's video. Bye-bye.